Good morning, amazing fantasy fans. Welcome to your Sunday morning live. Injury updates, lineup advice, news, banter, and this guy I call Josh is here to join us. Thank you, everybody, for coming. As I just said, that's what we're doing today. Yeah, I don't know. It usually takes us right up to about 11. So plenty of time to get your lineup set, but also we tend to get a little bit of breaking news while we're live here today. How are you doing today, Josh?
I don't know. Got some allergies going on. My tum-tum's not doing so well this morning. I'm doing okay. Just those things are kind of bringing me down a little bit,
I have a headache. I'm hungover, so there's that.
Well, that's why my tum-tum's not doing so good. It's from all the boozing yesterday.
Yep.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. What are you going to do exactly? I'm sure I'll be feeling much better here pretty soon. I'm kind of hungry. But other than that, I'm going to jump straight into the, and by straight, I mean not straight into the injuries since we just did that other stuff. And we'll go by position again today. We've got Justin Herbert, quarterback for the Chargers, is pushing to play with a throwing session on Saturday, providing a glimmer of hope. Maybe since that's a big name, maybe we'll give you a last minute update during the show there to let you know. That's the only quarterback update I have. On to running backs. Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins, who tore his ACL, LCL, meniscus, and hamstring last year. And is questionable for Sundays.
His leg fell off.
I know. I read this update. I was like, oh my God, I don't remember that. I think I remember it being an awkward one of those ones you see on the screen and you're like, oh, but otherwise I really don't remember much about it. Anyway, he is expected to make his debut today.
Yeah, I'm starting him. I kind of need to start him in a couple of leagues.
Yeah, he's coming around right on time.
I think he's gonna. I don't think they're going to be limiting his workload either. It's the Ravens, though. They're going to split. They're kind of a backfield by committee of sorts. And anyways, but I don't think you're going to go out and see like 20 snaps from J.K. Dobbins. Like, he's been practicing in full for a couple of weeks now. They've just been making sure he's 100% before they throw him out there to the Wolves.
Yeah.
So
plus Gus has this weekend, another week on IR, so I'm sure they're not like, we don't want to bring a guy just to have to turn right back around and be in the hole again. The hole? Yep, the hole. All right. Raiders running back Josh Jacobs, who flew separately from the team to Tennessee due to an illness and is listed as questionable for today, will work out in pregame warmups to determine his availability. There's optimism he will be ready to play.
I was really hoping to see some Zamir White this week, man.
Yeah, that's been a little bit of that's been going around, but
for my dynasty squad, but in real life too. I was a believer pre-draft. I didn't like his landing spot with the Raiders too much, but it could be worse.
It's a good matchup. That's one of the reasons why we've seen so much about
Zamir White.
Yeah, obviously because Jacob's ill too. It doesn't say anything about COVID, so it just says illness in this update.
I wonder if he's got the barfs.
Barfs and the runs.
Yeah, he got
That's what people call it, folks. Yep, here we go. All right, next running back. Cardinals running back James Conner listed as questionable for Sunday due to an ankle injury. Will test it pregame, but is tracking to play versus the Rams.
Yeah, a lot of wait and see.
What time is that game?
I don't remember.
Cardinals, where are you?
In trees.
Blind, folks. Ah, there it is. Rams. Today at 3:25 p.m. That's Central Standard Time. So yeah, so not the end of the world. It'd been nice to get it out of the way at noon, but hey, here we go. Rams at Cardinals at around 3-ish. Where were we? That was Connor. Like it says, he is tracking to play. Saints running back Alvin Kamara listed as questionable for Sunday due to a rib injury, is expected to play versus the Panthers, per source. Leonard Fournette, hamstring injury, questionable for week 3. That's all I have on him. I feel like he's going to play, but that's just.
He was questionable last week too.
Okay,
played
so he's
just
gonna
fine.
go. Okay, cool. Thank you.
I would be very, very surprised if he didn't.
Gotcha. Kind of same story. No, I think Swift is gonna go. DeAndre Swift ankle is questionable versus Minnesota. That's all I have on him right now. Panthers running back Christian McCaffrey, who was dealing with some ankle stiffness earlier in the week, is off the injury report and will play. On to receivers. Van Jefferson, receiver for the Rams, was put on IR. Unfortunately. So, wheels up for Allen Robinson, and I think Higbee is a very solid play this week, and probably moving forward.
I only hesitate with Higbee because we've seen this in the last couple of years of he does well and then he disappears.
Underwhelmedness, that's the word.
Well, they completely pivot away from him, and it's just like, well, Higbee was doing good. What are you doing?
Yeah, no, he's definitely had flashes. I guess they like to. I mean, Cooper's Cup is going to get his, but
he has flashed us all.
Onward and upward. I think that was beginning of receiver position. Yes, Patriots wide receiver Jacoby Myers listed as questionable today due to a knee injury. Is not expected to play versus the Ravens. I think he was on. I think he was my sleeper this week. So
great, good job. You doomed him.
Edit that.
And whose sleeper it wasn't? It was definitely not mine this week.
No, it was not yours because yours was anyway.
I don't even remember who mine was. I forgot to come up with one, and I did one on the fly.
Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy, listed as questionable for Sunday night due to a rib and shoulder injury, is on track to play versus the Niners.
I'm sorry, who's that?
To see how it feels in pregame warm-ups, per source. A lot of these.
Who's that?
Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy.
Judy.
I like that. Packers placed wide receiver Sammy Watkins on injured reserve. Sticking with the Packers and receivers, Christian Watson, hamstring. Randall Cobb, illness, are questionable. Alan Lazard is good to go. David Bakhtiari is also questionable. So these updates are so vague.
I know I'm finding all the same stuff, man. I'm just like,
oh, are you?
Could we get a little clarification here, please?
Yeah. I'll open up a Twitter tab here in a second. And just maybe we'll get lucky. Check sleeper too.
It'll be your first time in weeks.
Raiders wide receiver Hunter Renfrow is concussion.
Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, right. Is out Sunday versus Tennessee. Chris Godwin is out, hamstring. Todd Bowles says Cole Beasley could play versus the Packers. Todd Bowles says Julio Jones probably a game time call. More game times.
Yay!
On to the tight end position with George Kittle, who has been dealing with a groin injury, is off the injury report and will play and I believe make his debut. Sticking with the tight end position and Iowa Hawkeyes, TJ Hawkinson, hip, limited again, questionable. And Dalton Schultz is progressing really well, but Cowboys are looking to make a determination on him after Sunday. Reminder, they play Monday night, folks. So you're probably not sticking around with Jake Ferguson and the guy I have on my Dynasty squad, Pendergast or something. Pendergast or something. I don't know what his name is. Anyway, you're not waiting around for Schultz. I don't think he's going to play. I can't imagine in week 3 you're in a position where you could risk the biscuit, Although, who are they playing?
The Giants.
Who are the Giants rolling out on tight end? I don't
know
think
one.
You should try that. Yeah, that's probably not a good idea.
Have a backup plan right now. Just play that backup plan.
Yeah. I'm sure we mentioned a couple of good names in the show. Let me roll back to that real quick.
I had like 4 of them.
Yeah, you had so many tight ends. It was insane. You lulled me to sleep with your tight ends. I was like, wait, what? 5? 6?
He's still going. He's just naming all the tight ends.
For a quick recap, and this first name is probably the most actionable. Well, no, actually, both of them, honestly. Logan Thomas and Evan Ingram are probably out there. Good chance.
Tyler Higbee.
Higbee, the aforementioned.
I have a dart throw. A real dark horse. Will Dissly.
Is he still their starter in Seattle?
Hey, he's the one that's gotten the most work so far this year.
Had like 2 season-ending injuries. Feel like
And
injuries
he's
are
probably
always-
not out there, but maybe if he is, Dawson Knox. He's been
He's a
dealing
little
with his
banged
own. Yeah, he's a little banged up, but if he is playing, it sounds like he's going to. But if he isn't, and he's out there, and you have Dalton Schultz, Dawson Knox, Kyle Pitts, he's not out there, but
Not anymore. I picked him up. And I'm starting against you out of spite.
that's a real winning strategy. Spite.
Well, I mean, look how well you've done so far.
What?
With all your spite.
I have no spite for anyone in our league.
Oh, just spite in general. Life.
I mean, for the world in general, yes, but
That's what I'm
not for anyone.
saying.
Not
Look
for
out.
anyone in the league.
Still around.
See, you're spiting me. I'm spiting no one in the league.
Oh, you're such a liar.
I'm not.
He definitely has fantasy spite.
Nope, I got none.
That's all
Clear
I got
heart.
for news. I
Really?
did not-
The injury list is like 20 pages long.
And hey, look, I consolidated it into one. That'd be awesome. But there were a bunch of game time decisions. Game time. I can't talk today. See? Yep, I didn't sleep. No, I'm just kidding. Bill, Josh Jacobs up here. Check the old tweeter. Any asking for a friend? Anything I got to throw?
Yeah,
out
I
there?
got something.
May I remind folks to submit your questions to Twitter or Discord or show up live and do them in the YouTube comments. We will feature them and answer them. That doesn't make it. Answer them and feature them.
Where was my asking for a friend? Oh, yes. Should I start J.K. Dobbins, Rashad Penny, or Alan Lazard?
I feel like Lazard's gonna get looks because Bucks are so good at stopping the run. In fact, I'm sitting AJ Dillon.
That was also another option.
Dobbins,
In
I
a
kind of
different league.
Okay, I kind of want to leave Dobbins out just because first week, although we talked about earlier in the show, we think they're gonna take the reins off the wheels. Yeah, go with that.
Are you still drunk? Jesus Christ!
Oh, this is my shtick.
Drunk?
Incoherent babble. No, I'm just kidding. Seahawks. Oh, Falcons. What has Penny been doing? Now I'm leaning Penny, honestly.
Really? With Ken Walker there now? No.
Has Walker taken anything away?
Yeah.
Yeah, well. I'm going with the receiver. I'm going with Lazard.
Or Allen Robinson, but you hate Allen Robinson, so I didn't even bother asking.
Allen Robinson since Van Jefferson is on IR.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks for coming around. It only took 20 guys to get injured in front of him.
He caught a touchdown left. Not exactly. He was brought in.
He actually
believe the money he was.
He had two touchdowns but one of them was taken away because of a penalty.
Yeah, Penny really hasn't done much this year.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Dobbins is real tempting. I think just out of preference, I'm going to go Lazard because I've been waiting to see him. I have him in Dynasty. Whatever. Your answer. Bam.
Oh, here's another one.
I mean, your friend's answer.
No, I said it was for me.
What do you think of this trade proposal? I would get Daryl Henderson. Oh, click the button, Chris. Jahan Dotson, Brees Hall, and Chris Olave. I feel like Dotson will probably be better than Olave, although Olave got.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The question. Wonder Tech asked the question.
Oh.
I feel like, man, they've targeted Olave deep a bunch last week. But you kind of have to like Henderson over Brees Hall right now, right?
I would like to
I
have
think I'm taking the Brees Hall.
I would like
Olave
I would like
that trade.
Brees Hall and Chris Olave. I love Olave.
I think I'm keeping in this case. I don't think I'd give up Breece Hall and Chris Olave for
they are last week. Chris Olave had like 370 or 365 air yards.
Air yards, yeah.
Yes.
And
I was like, what?
Folks at home, air yards is defined as targeting him down, intended air yards or whatever they call it. It's like it's trying to get him the ball deep downfield, but it doesn't result in a catch, right?
Not necessarily.
In addition to the actual catches. I'm sorry. Let me be clear. Right?
Yeah.
That's how it kind of works. So
how far the blue
that's
ball?
what I was saying. They gave him a ton of deep targets last week.
Yeah, dude. I love it.
He's fast, man. He's so good. He's so smooth.
And Dotson is maybe like if it was.
It's so hard with Washington throwing so much through 2 weeks. They're leading the freaking league, man. And then
but a lot of that is going to Curtis Samuel. Dotson had a pretty good week 1, but then week 2
got a couple touchdowns. I mean, can you rely on touchdowns every week? That's concerning, but
you can if
they keep up the pass volume. I assume McLaren, talent will win out, but I think all three can be pretty viable. But
if it's a standard league, like a redraft league, I'm definitely sticking Breece Hall and Olave.
And then in asking for a friend, Tua, related to this matchup somewhat, Tua or Wentz?
Who's the Washington football team playing again?
Philly.
And Tua's playing the Bills, right?
Just had it in Bills, yeah.
I'm sticking with Tua again. He's red hot through 2 weeks.
I don't
like it. I'm not like in love with it. It's not a good matchup, but
I agree. Here's why. Tweet from Adam Schefter. Buffalo's projected starting secondary today in Miami.
Yeah, they're all
Elam, their rookie first-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
Christian Benford at the other corner, rookie sixth-round pick. Safety, DeMar Hamilton, 2021 sixth-round pick. Jaquan Johnson, 2019 sixth-round pick. So they have a ton of injuries in their secondary. So that's why I went with Tua over the high-flying Washington Commanders quarterback, Carson Wentz.
You know what? I'm just gonna stick with calling the Washington football team. I warmed up to it. I'm gonna stick with that. Washington football team.
Okay.
Chris, I need some help for my work league. I dominated last week. I outscored everyone. I crushed my opponent so bad. I beat him by over 100 points.
Good Lord, did he start anybody?
Yeah, he scored like 190, and I got he scored 90. I scored like 192. So should I go? Obviously, I'm sticking with Diggs, but Mike Williams, Cortland Sutton, DJ Chark, or Alan Lazard. I need to start 2 of those guys.
2. Could you list names one more time, please?
Mike Williams, Cortland Sutton, DJ Chark, Alan Lazard.
I feel like I've got to go Williams and probably
Sutton, right?
Sutton over Lazard. Yeah, probably Sutton over Lazard. Williams and Sutton. I'm not looking at each matchup super close because there were so many names. I just wanted to fire off a little quicker as I am.
Sutton versus San Francisco. Williams against Jacksonville. Alan Lazard against Tampa Bay, of course. And DJ Chark against Minnesota, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I know Williams is up and down, but he's the better player probably out of all that. So.
Is Keenan Allen playing this week?
I don't have an update on that. Give me one moment, sir.
I guess the better question is Justin Herbert playing this week?
Yeah, let's see if we can get an update on that before we daddle. Chargers wide receiver Keenan Allen, hamstring listed as questionable to play in week 3 against Jacksonville Jaguars. He was limited in practice on Wednesday and Thursday. Well, he practiced though. He was limited before sitting out on Friday. That's a little weird. Head coach Brandon Staley said that Allen is 50-50 to play on Sunday, and on top of it, the Chargers don't play one of the early games. I think we already went over that earlier. Mm-hmm. If you decide to roll the dice on Allen, your starting lineup, I feel like I'm probably good with Mike Williams either way.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, They've shown some moxie, but they're a bad defense, I think.
Damn.
Right?
Josh Jacobs, he worked out today and is deemed good to go.
There's your Zamir White. Newsflash, folks. Josh Jacobs active.
It says here that Justin Herbert is pushing to play today. He had a throwing session yesterday.
Still nothing.
Nothing definitive.
No confirmation, should I say?
This says right here that Jerry Jeudy is on track to play tonight, which is good for my fantasy team because I am starting him. My dynasty team, that is. I am starting him when just hoping in one hand and praying in the other. What? That's not how that phrase goes.
Praying to your poop. Wait.
I didn't say anything about poop.
Oh, you didn't? Sure sounded like it.
I said hoping in one hand and praying in the other. And then I said, what? That's not how that goes.
I was thinking poop the whole time because that's what I thought you were going to go with.
I think you just got poop on the brain.
It's actually shit, but whatever.
Well, we always said you had a dirty mind. Oh, here you go, Chris. I need help in my dynasty squad. This is defense. I have 2 bad defenses and one
right.
also bad defense.
We're so getting rid of defenses in that league. I don't give a flying flapple. Yep, that's a word.
So I have the Colts against Kansas City. No. The Vikings against Detroit. No. And the
best offense in the league.
Yeah, and then the Texans against the Bears. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going with that. Yeah, for sure. Texans.
Yeah, I just picked them up too. I was like,
yep. In fact, I
was like, these are awful matchups.
Fellow analyst basically said he listed that as each side of the matchup. He said you can go either way. He's like, I don't care, pick one. I think he said he preferred Chicago versus Texans.
I don't think that was an option.
Oh, the which one did you take? Texans. The Bears weren't out there.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's
probably not. I bet they belong to Vopo.
Oh, right.
Since
Dynasty.
he's a
Dynasty. Sorry, you said that. I was well aware of that when I answered the question, then I forgot. Yes, Dynasty is a bit different. We're going to get rid of defenses, I'm sure.
Ooh, how about this? I could start James Conner versus the Packers. Or, that's not right. Versus the Rams.
Correct.
Leonard Fournette, J.K. Dobbins. Or I could start a receiver. Pick 2 out of that.
I would assume your backs are better than your receivers in that particular case.
No.
Who's your receiver option, real quick?
I guess it could be over Marquise Brown.
Cardinals again.
Cardinals, Rams.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think I'd go Leonard Fournette. Packers haven't shown me a whole lot of defense. And it's at Tampa. And I think the Rams are pretty good defense. And Connor was a little banged up. What was his issue?
It's in Green Bay, isn't it?
Ankle injury. Oh, well, yeah. And plus Connor is testing his ankle injury per game. You might want to avoid anyway. I
don't know what the hell your answer is.
I said Fournette.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you need more than one?
Yeah.
Oh, 2 out of those 3 and the receiver. I guess it's shoot.
So J.K. Dobbins, Leonard Fournette.
Dobbins. I think I'm going Dobbins.
Okay, and I need
don't
more. I need more here. So I guess it's down to Marquise Brown or James Conner.
Yeah, I think going it trying to start Connor and have Hollywood as your backup plan, because Connor's trending as a game time.
Yeah, and they're both at those games both start at roughly the same time too, right?
Literally, yeah. Well, not actually.
Yeah,
but yeah, 3:25.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna start. Where is this at? Yeah, I'm gonna start Connor for now, and then I'll pivot to Hollywood if I can't. Right? So that sounds like a good plan. Good job, buddy. Thanks for the help.
No problem. Sorry, I didn't listen to the beginning of the question. Apparently,
I had to pry the information out of you.
Well, it's because I thought you needed one name. I was like, "There's your name," and you were like,
"Okay, how about this? Kirk Cousins or Joe Burrow, or Jimmy G."
Is Burrow playing Cincy? I think
The
he's got a good
Jets.
matchup.
Burrow, Jets, Cousins, Detroit.
Ooh. Yeah, Cousins.
Really?
That's going to be a shootout. I know the Jets are bad, and I probably think it's going to be a Burrow bounce back game. I just think Cousins might have the better game. Lions have been giving up a ton of points. They've been in like 2 shootouts. It's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks in, folks. But they've been in 2 shootouts.
You screwed me last week.
Did they?
Yeah, you screwed me last week, Lawler.
Was it Chark?
No, you said Burrow last week, and the correct answer was Cousins.
I said Burrow over Cousins last week, and Cousins had a better game. I was wrong.
Yeah. I ended up winning, but barely.
Yeah, I definitely like Cousins this week. I feel like Justin Jefferson is due for a gigantic game any minute now, too. Like, I feel like he was kind of quiet last week.
The Eagles really held the Vikings in check last week.
Yeah, it's like I was just going to say, it's like that question. I think it was the Wentz versus Tua asking for a friend. Philly arguably has the best secondary in the league, and I'm not sure I disagree with that. They probably do.
Dude, the Eagles.
But they gave a bunch of points up week 1, so it kind of looked skewed.
Dude, the Eagles right now
might be the best. No, Buffalo probably, but might be the best team in the NFC.
Maybe the best team. Period. Buffalo's defense has been really getting banged up.
Yeah, but look at the points Buffalo has been putting up and who they've been doing it to. Like, easily. Like, they're playing backyard football while everybody else is, I don't know, man, playing Nerf football, whatever the heck you want to call it. It's, yeah, I'm still going Buffalo, clearly. And I hate the Eagles. But no, they're a very good team. They're probably winning the division running away. But, there's more football to be played. We'll see what Dallas does with old Cooper Rush. I can't stand that they're, and this was actually from Cowboys media, Cowboy-friendly media, I would even qualify it as such, that they were looking for talking points, but they were like, at what point would you consider not putting Dak back in? Meaning,
oh God, yeah,
meaning riding the hot hand. Well, I mean, give them some context, because you got to remember, Cowboys front office, Cowboys fans, etc.
It's one game. They went
through this. They went through this in 2016 with Romo and Dak. So it's one game, exactly. That's why you should be talking about this like 2 weeks from now. But they're talking about bringing Dak back for the Washington game, and where would that number lie for you? I guess is my question, Josh. Pick your quarterback situation. At what point would you stay with
let's put it this way.
Back up.
If Cooper Rush is doing well, continues to do well, or good enough, and they're winning some games, and Dak is not 100% healthy, I keep Dak on the sidelines until he is 100% healthy. Like, if he's going out there and he can rip the ball, 60 yards downfield, great, put him out there. If he's out there and he's having problems throwing the football still, don't put him out there if Cooper Rush is doing okay. And I guess that's what I'm trying to say is,
clearly Dak's a better
quarterback. If he's healthy, you put Dak out there. A, you're paying him the money to be out there. Yep. B, he's the better quarterback.
Gotta consider the money. I mean, it won't happen because I think Dak will be back before then. But I mean,
if Cooper Rush, they want to go with a cheaper option and stick with Cooper Rush, you can trade Dak to the Colts. Please, I'll take it. We'll give you 3 first-round picks. We'll do it. Right. Please do it. Please, exactly. I want a quarterback.
But there is a school of thought that if said backup quarterback is in there and he's won, I don't know, 7 games in a row, and the starter comes back 100% healthy, you ride the hot hand and you leave in the backup. I'm not saying that's necessarily what I would do, but I'm not going to lie. Back when it was Dak and Romo, I felt like they talked about it. It was a Pittsburgh game. No, it was a Pittsburgh and a Philly game. Philly, where he was playing badly and they were losing, then he came back. And that was like, okay, I think that just made our decision for us. It was just, you couldn't take it. You couldn't pull him. That's not going to happen, but I just thought it was an interesting talking point for a few minutes. Anyway.
Yeah.
Any updates?
No, hold on a second. Let me refresh this page here.
That's what I'm doing.
Nope.
30. Oh, you already updated on Jacobs. Yeah, you did. 2 hours ago, Herbert. Of Hope. We've already got that. Nothing. Not from that website.
I got something to say right now.
Okay.
After this week, we're here in week 3. So after this week, we're going into week 4. We start in week 6. So take a look at your teams, your players, and start looking at those bye weeks. See where, if you have a couple players of the same bye week, try and get some. Try to start thinking ahead. Especially if you're winning right now. If you finish this week and you're 3-1, 4-0. You need to start thinking about those bye weeks. Have a plan in place now. And then, if there's guys sitting in your waiver wire that you're like on the fence about, like one guy or the other, and one guy has a different bye week that's going to help you out, maybe go with that guy. Say you got someone out in week 6 on bye, and you have someone that has a good matchup in week 6 on the waiver wire, pick that dude up, stash him for a couple of weeks. So that way you're ready and you're rolling into week 6. Hopefully, 3-2, 4-1, 5-0 even, and keep that hot hand rolling,
Mm-hmm. And when
like,
you're
don't
winning like that,
don't wait till week 6 to think about who you're going to play in week 6. Think about that now, and maybe even in week 5, you can after week 4.
And by doing so, you looking out a couple weeks. You're looking at your bye weeks. Oh, you got some conflicting bye weeks. You can trade high because you're keeping an eye on said player. He has a nice week. Gone. Secondly, when you're winning, it solves all problems, I guess. But you're dealing from the position of power, in a trade conversation. Sometimes I would say even if you're the one approaching the trade first, like you've got a 3-0, 4-0, 5-1, one record, whatever it may be, and okay, fine, I'll just stick with what I got because I'm winning. It's always helps in negotiations. But no, bye weeks are sneaking up on us. We'll probably talk a little bit maybe next week on the big show about trades, or we want to wait another week.
Trades,
like talking about start doing some trade talk segment, that is.
Yeah. Okay, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We'll talk about
really? I mean, I think week 4 is about.
Sure. Speaking of trades, Chris, I have a trade that I have proposed, and I want you to help me out here since you are the have a little more dynasty experience underneath your belt. This guy, he is currently undefeated, I believe, in our dynasty league, but he could use some help. His roster is not that great, so I was like, I proposed Elijah Mitchell and Devin Duvernay, which I know I'm going low here, but I was kind of like, I was hoping that was like, let's open up some negotiations. So Elijah Mitchell, Devin Duvernay, and first round pick in 2024 for Tyreek Hill. I know I'm low, but how low am I?
Who is the other player besides Mitchell?
Devin Duvernay, who's actually had a pretty good start to this year so far.
As well as Hill is playing right now in this moment, because he just had a huge week too. Not saying that's going to always continue, but you even made the comment it might start to be looking like a greatest show on turf. And I will say, I might agree with you if they do so this week because they got a really tough matchup, I think. No, because Buffalo is banged up in the secondary. We already talked about that. I don't know, man. I think it's got to be a first. I put
a first in there. Next year, but or 2024. But
I mean, to your point, he is undefeated, but it's not a good roster. He has no running backs. So, yeah, I guess it is a first, but I don't know. I'd hold out for a 2023 one if I were him. Or a better back would get it done. Name a Mitchell. Who would be above Mitchell?
How about Travis Etienne? He's been terrible so far.
He's been terrible, but he's young. Good catch football, but he's been so bad.
The whole Jags offense has been kind of odd. Like, Christian Kirk is a top 10 wide receiver right now. Lawrence has been He had an okay week last week, but in week 1 he did not look very good.
I mean, this guy does have AJ Brown and Traylon Burks.
I thought about trying to trade for Burks too, but
Tony might end up working out. Banged up right now. Oh, and he's got Gabe Davis, so he's got good receivers.
It was like I could even like up the wide receiver too. Like I'd be like, I'd be willing to trade like.
I mean, maybe if Ty Hill just got finished scoring 40 points, and the players are probably fine because you probably can't go much higher than a Mitchell in terms of a good running back, but it's got to be more than that.
I'd be kind of cutting
year.
off my nose to spite my face at that point, you know.
Meaning you would hurt your running back depth.
Yeah, if I got rid of if I got through in a better running back. I was thinking about maybe a better receiver, like maybe throwing in like, I don't know, maybe Hollywood, or instead of Duvernay, or even
I got sent a trade offer. Let me see. If
I was thinking maybe like Debo too, but I was like, I kind of want to keep Debo. It was pretty young. I thought about throwing in Adams, but I was like, no, I want to keep Adams because he's been playing really well, and he's going to be a key part if I'm going to try and repeat championship, which we'll see if that's even a possibility. But Shard Attack is just lighting it up, dude.
Yeah. Here it is, trade offer. I said no to it, and I don't remember what he sent me before, and I'm not going to look for it, but it was the same player. Albert O. and a 2023 fourth round pick for my second. I said no. I'm
not
probably
even
a
close.
I'm probably a week or two from blowing it all up anyway. I need picks. I don't want your bad tight end and to give up my second.
No. If it was it would have to be a much better player. Was it for 2023 as well? Your second?
Yeah, I think so. I just got out of the email. I'm pretty sure it was, yeah.
Chris, if you lose again this week, would you reconsider my trade for Patrick Mahomes?
No. In fact, I would be even further dug in. Why trade Mahomes to you? Mahomes is going to play for how many years? He's got a 10-year contract. Him and Andy Reid are joined at the hip until, I don't know.
Andy Reid retires.
Yeah, which is not going to happen in the next couple of years unless he has health problems. It's possible, but I like his.
Have you seen Andy Reid?
Doesn't he still have his OC? Is it Bieniemy is the one there? I always get him and Deuce Staley confused. Eric Bieniemy steps in. Everything's hunky dory for your quarterback. Anyway, I'm saying,
you get Eric Bieniemy and Deuce Staley mixed up?
Why? Was it Deuce Staley or was it another one?
I could make a really awful comment.
Deuce Staley is on the Lions.
He's the running back coach for the Lions.
Yeah, and he played for the Eagles a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Saints too.
The Steelers.
Thinking of the other Deuce. Alistair. Saints. Anyway.
Hey, you know what? He did play.
He
did play for the Saints for quite a while.
Staley.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
I think he started there, and then I think he went to the Steelers?
I don't know why I get him confused. Maybe their running styles were similar when they were players, and they're both up and coming offensive coordinators. Although I'd say Bieniemy is knocking on the door of a head coach job.
Coming, so. He's like 50.
Who?
Bieniemy.
Not 50.
You want to bet on it?
He is an older player, though. He is from a slightly different era than Staley, like by a decade at the most.
How old do you think Eric Bieniemy is?
44.
53. Boom.
Yeah, they did play like two completely different eras. I mean, not like 60s and like 2010s, but yeah, it was separated. I think maybe it was a different one. I was getting confused. Your RB offensive coordinator that's former running back. Okay. Dan Campbell's staff is loaded with ex-players. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was thinking about this the other day, because I'm really mad at the Colts right now, and I'm really, I at least in my mind, Frank Reich is on the shortest of all leashes. If they get rid of him, you know who I would be intrigued to get in? Byron Leftwich. His name's been kind of floating around there a little bit.
And what's up with the coaching situation in Tampa? I had to ask somebody because they were showing Arians so much on the sideline. They weren't showing Bowles every, between snaps or a flag was thrown. You'd have freaking Bruce Arians up there like, what? And I'm like, I thought this guy quit. I thought he retired. I'm so confused.
Maybe he is too. He showed up for work and even forgot he retired. He forgot he retired.
Can somebody help Bruce? Go back up to the box or something.
Since he helped them win a Super Bowl, they're just what's the word I'm looking for here? They're just kind of that's
heading to his senility. Thank you. God bless it. By the way, Kamara officially active as our buddy WonderTech has updated us.
Anyways, no, Bruce just shows up and they're like, "Oh, Bruce is here again." They're like, "Okay, buddy, just stand over here. We got this." He's like, "That's not the play I called." They're like, "Well, yeah, it is, coach. Yeah, it is."
I had to look it up. I had to be like, "Wait, what?" And he's there as an advisor. Blah blah blah. And
he was fined too, I guess.
He was fined for this whole rigmarole.
Or they sent him a warning letter, I think is what it was.
To stay in the box or something, or
stay in your lane, Bruce. Stay in your lane.
Hilarious. The NFL or the Buccaneers?
The NFL did. It was probably something. It was probably something due to his, official role as advisor that he's probably not supposed to be on the sidelines or whatever. I don't know, man.
Back to Leftwich. No, I completely agree with you. I think he's just like Bieniemy. He's an up and coming young coach, although Bieniemy not as young, I guess.
Yeah, Byron Leftwich, man. I mean, like he was with Bruce Arians back in, I think, Pittsburgh. I know Arians brought him in Arizona, but I think he was with Arians in Pittsburgh as well.
Yeah, it was. And then backup. I don't think he did.
Well, right, but then took him to Arizona, and then brought him to Tampa Bay as well. I was like, man, I'm be really intrigued to see what he could bring.
He would be the youngest of the three we've mentioned. Maybe not. I feel like Staley hasn't put in enough work yet.
Oh, Staley. Oh, yeah.
Although, hey, look at his offense this year. And again, I believe Campbell.
He's a running back coach. He's not the offensive coordinator.
I think you might be right.
I know I'm right. I'm not even going to look it up.
The only reason is because I think I actually looked up the Lions coordinator one time.
I know I'm right because I remember seeing an article about DeAndre Swift and how like Deuce Staley was working with him to kind of like toughen him up a little bit, and Deuce Staley was like, you're at some point you have to be able to play through the pain if you want to play, and you want to get your stats and you want to help your team, and that's why DeAndre Swift's been kind of trying to play through this ankle injury. He even credited Staley. He's like, I've learned in the off season that I have to play through some pain and everything, and it's like, yeah, it hurts, but I have to go out there and play anyways if I want to help my team win and blah blah blah. And I was like, good for you, man. Don't just be oh, it hurts. I got a boo boo, coach. Can I sit out, please?
Ben Johnson came to Detroit is the offensive coordinator. Came to Detroit in 2019.
I have no idea who that is.
Quality control coach. He was heavily involved in the passing game during Lions head coach Dan Campbell's first season in Detroit. Did he do anything else besides that?
Oh, one more. Asking for a friend.
Okay.
Oh, this one's a doozy, actually.
TJ Hawkinson is healthy. He's good to go, according to WonderTech.
And
Thank you, sir.
If you're starting TJ Hawkinson, I feel really sorry for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I start Michael Thomas or Curtis Samuel or James Conner?
But Philly's secondary. Who was the first name? The biggest name?
Michael Thomas. That's another thing. Is Jameis Winston playing this week? He's got like his back is destroyed. He's got like 4 fractured vertebrae, and he's expected to play.
Michael Thomas, yeah, versus the Panthers.
Panthers secondary is pretty good.
Who is Panthers?
Oh no, their secondary sucks. Their run defense is really good.
Speaking of coaches who might be on the way out, Matt Rule. Who did you say? Frank Reich. And then there's the guy in fucking Atlanta.
Matt Rule has to be on the shortest of leashes. No, Atlanta coach, he's brand new.
I know, but let's just oil the squeaky wheel this week so I can beat Josh with Kyle Pitts, and everything will be worth it. I can stop the season right now. I can just quit. Be like 3-0, woo! You know this is gonna backfire in my face, right? The whole thing. Like somebody's gonna get hurt, or it's
but personally, I hope it does, just because
the 2 tight ends will open a portal to hell, and we'll all get sucked into it, and it'll be like, Chris, why'd you have to go and do it? And I'd be like, guy that dropped Tim, why'd you have to go and drop him?
It wasn't Tim. We went over this already.
I thought it was Tim.
No, god damn it! You cannot remember anything. It's all that devil's weed that you smoke.
No, it's made by God Himself. Really? I thought Tim did it.
No.
These team names are dumb. Was it not? That is your guy, isn't it? Well, what's Tim's team's name then?
No.
That's
Tim is.
Why? Yeah, that's Wonder Tech's bro, right?
No.
Not?
No.
Where I went awry then. Why does he use that email? That's weird, Tim. That must be him then, because it's a Dolphins logo. Am I correct?
Jake is what?
Well, it's Jake.
No, Jake is. I was going to say Jake is leading the league, followed by Winter Tech's brother. Somehow you're 2-0.
Yeah.
Somehow.
My matchups? I scored like 140 points last week or something.
Good for you.
On Ross St. Brown.
Yeah, dude. That guy is so good.
Well, except for
Dynasty. So good.
Yeah, exactly. I called that one. I'll break my arm and pat myself on the back for that one. That's why I'm 2-0. Carson Wentz helped last week too. I had Dak.
Yeah.
That's. I guess
Dak's injury actually it destroyed one of your teams, and it actually made your other team really a lot better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fact that I won in week 1 sure helped. Otherwise, it's amazing how one game can make things look completely different. Instead 2-0, you're 1-1, and it's like, I don't know, changes my outlook a lot. Maybe too much. All right. Any more updates here from old chat? No. Any more updates from old?
From old you? It sounds like Jameis Winston's going to play. So.
And Kamara. All right. Wheels up. Think people say anymore? I don't think it is.
What?
Ooh, even Jordan Poyer's out. Jordan Poyer was the lone Buffalo secondary guy that was probably gonna suit up.
Really?
19 minutes ago, he's out.
Jesus.
I mean, I hope this 2 over Wentz things works. Hope
I mean, I have 2 in one league. I need it to work.
Well, and I can't help but keep going back to your point about greatest show on turf. Like with these 2 outside receivers, man,
it wasn't a call. It was more of a
things that make you go kind of thing. Like,
yeah,
we'll see what happens this week. It's a huge game. Division rivals. Buffalo again, arguably the best team in the league, but
in the same division.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Yeah. With the Patriots
and the
I'm gonna forget Jets.
Yes.
Remember when the Jets were kind of decent with Sanchez and Rex Ryan for a while, and
that was never a thing.
It was they would win like double-digit games. And make
what?
They're a very defensive team. They were horrible on offense.
No.
I say horrible. Yeah. I don't know if they
Reeves
couldn't
days?
ever like win the division out from under New England, except for like that Matt Castle year. That was probably after Rex Ryan. Anyway, my point is they were relatively competitive in that division, and Rex Ryan would talk mad smack.
2015 double digits, 2010, 2006.
06, that's his wheelhouse there. That's when he was there.
Dude, Mark Sanchez, that fucking butt fumble, man. Like, it's gonna go down as like one of the most iconic things ever in football blunders.
Justifiably so.
You know, he walks in and you're like, hey, like, you know, like say he goes to a party and everything, and you know his buddy's like, yeah, this is my buddy Mark Sanchez, and like, butt fumble. He's like, God damn it. You know it's a thing.
And it's not like you're the running back or the backup running back or a tight end coming around in motion or something. Like, you're the guy on the field that's supposed to know where everybody is supposed to be at. And you ran smack dab into your center's ass. What's the one? I can't remember. It's happened multiple times, and I'm not going to remember which quarterback, but it's like when the quarterback lines up, puts his hands under the guard's ass, and you're like, whoop. I think that's in a movie, isn't it? I think it's in the Replaceables with Keanu Reeves, I think.
Replacements.
Yep. Those guys too. You know, Sylvester Stallone.
I like that movie. I really do. I genuinely like that movie.
You do?
Yeah.
It's funny. It is. It's quirky. I like it too.
I genuinely like that movie. I kind of want to wish it was on. It'd be better than the games I'm getting forced to watch because of network TV.
I was just about to say.
And the Vikings Lions game is
Monday
intriguing.
Night. That's right.
Yeah, can we flex the Monday night game, please?
Cooper Rush versus Saquon Barkley?
No one wants to see that.
I don't know.
We don't.
He might surprise us again. I'll just put it that way. Really, the Sunday night game's not. I don't know. Wait for Russell Wilson to do something. I guess Jimmy G's back.
You were talking about it on Fantasy Football Weekly this week about Russell Wilson, and I was like, Scott Fish was saying, like, throwing some stats out of Russell Wilson. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize Russell Wilson has been that close to average for the last couple of years. Okay.
And if I remember correctly, he is saying about the time he started. I'm sorry, about the time he stopped running around so much. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Because his rushing stats have just gone to the toilet.
Yeah.
Or was that Dak he was talking about? I don't want to get back on the Cowboys. Anyway.
No, it was Russell Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I had to the 12-teamer, so I couldn't get Goff or Wentz or any of these guys. But I got Lawrence backing up Wilson because I'm concerned. I am starting Wilson again this week because of the bad for the Jags. Hey, asking for a friend, Russell Wilson or Trevor Lawrence?
Who are the Jags playing again?
I
know who Russell Wilson's playing.
Chargers. Jags at Chargers.
That's what I thought, but I was like, is that last week or is that this week? Yowzers.
Yeah. Broncos.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah. What I went with.
Not really not as close as we're making it out to be. It's still Russell Wilson.
But clearly we're both concerned about Russell Wilson heading into week 3.
Major concerns. If he stinks it up again this week, you're going to be looking at some coin flips there of Russell Wilson and if Wilson stinks it up and Trevor Lawrence is okay again this week, yeah, you're going to be looking at some coin flips, dude. For reals.
Trevor Lawrence is the quarterback 14. Russell Wilson is the quarterback 20.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence had a pretty good week last week. It was against the paltry Colts defense, but
the kicker, one of the other kickers is the fact that Russell Wilson has done it versus Seattle and Houston. It's like, what the heck, man? Nathaniel Hackett, that's another name to throw out there. Again, brand new head coach, but dude, get your shit together and call your plays accordance with your best players. Get them in situations to win, like Pitts, like Russell Wilson. Like I don't think Russell Wilson is cooked. I don't think he's done. But
yeah, it's odd. And so apparently PFF has the Broncos defense or offensive line ranked as like number 2 overall. Like, and I'm just like, you know, that
sacks on Wilson already.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing I was about to say is that I'm like, you know, I watched that week 1 game against Seattle, as a lot of people did, and they were getting a lot of pressure on Russell Wilson. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, and I know they were probably trying to, you know, be like, you know,
hold the ball a little bit, get some open.
Downfield. No, I was going to say is that they were probably trying to beat the tar out of their Judas, but the Seattle defense, that is. But, you know, still, it's, I don't know, man. That offensive line did not look like a good offensive line on week 1. So, Denver, that is.
Here's some outs and ins that we may not have updated yet from Charge himself, the aforementioned. DeAndre Swift is in. Got Kamara already. Hayden Hurst is in. Gabe Davis is in. We already got Jacoby Myers out, right? No, we didn't. Jacoby Myers is out. Kyle Phillips, that's the slot for, I can't remember.
Tennessee.
Thank you. I don't think you want to be starting him anyway, but he is out, so you can't. Shouldn't.
But that buoys Treylon Burks.
Here comes more good news for my dynasty team. Panthers wide receiver Terrace Marshall is a healthy and active today versus New Orleans.
Again.
You know, it's funny going back to the Mahomes trade, and then I think I had that trade I talked about, that insignificant tight end trade from Keith. It's like I have to resist the daily urge, weekly, daily, whatever, urge to just rage quit my whole team in dynasty. Don't trade Mahomes for, you know, less than this, Chris. Don't give Zeke away for that. Well, maybe Zeke's a bad example.
Speaking of which, would you trade Zeke for a 3rd round pick? On a long enough timeline, it starts to look like a good trade.
I don't know. I'd definitely consider it. I'd take a second for sure.
We have a question from Ebo.
Hey, what's
up?
How's it going?
First of all, what's up, dude? Second, his question is Dobbins or Etienne, and in PPR. I'm going with Dobbins.
Dobbins. What's the
Etienne needs to start doing something for me before I start starting him again. I started him in week 1, didn't work out so well. I think
Baltimore
I started
got this week.
I don't remember the Patriots.
I wonder if there'll be some points. I wouldn't think so with the Patriots, but the Ravens' defense is really bad.
Dude, speaking of bad offenses, the Patriots. What in the hell is going on there?
Well, they don't have a coordinator. Speaking of offensive coordinators waiting to become head coaches, they don't have one.
Isn't their offensive coordinator Joe Dirt's long lost brother?
Oh, they're his son.
Yeah, Steve Belichick.
I think he's the O-line coach.
Okay, who is named after Bill Belichick's dad? I found out.
Good for him.
Right? You're like, congratulations, buddy. Who the hell cares?
Your dad's a really good coach.
He looks like he's straight from the trailer park, dude. And not to besmirch like people that live in trailers or anything, but he looks so white trash. It's ridiculous.
It's the mullet. He's got a mullet, right?
Yes, it is the mullet.
It's not a good thing to do. Pardon me out there, folks. If you know, like Ebo, if you've got a mullet, you know, do your thing. He's like, no, I don't have a mullet. I have a mullet right now because I just woke up. He's got bed head. I'm just kidding. Yeah, not a good look.
No, every time I see someone with a mullet, I'm like, you made that choice. Why? Why did you make that choice? You looked at yourself in the mirror and you're like, yeah, okay.
I look better this way.
Yep. Yeah. Now, if someone were like, okay, so if I had a lush head of hair, I would definitely do a mullet for like a day just to be like, look at me, I got a mullet. But then the next day I would shave my head or something, you know, like.
That's good.
I would fix the mullet.
It's like the whole you're shaving your beard off and you shaving a porn stash or whatever. Cop stash.
I always do that when I shave my beard off.
That's what I'm saying. You have to. It's in the unwritten rules of rules.
Having a beard, yeah. You have to do something dumb with it for at least a day.
We got another comment from the audience. From Evo. My friend laughed my ass off. My friend had a mullet in high school. He thought it was so cool.
Yeah.
I've also noticed like bushy hairstyles, like not necessarily afros, but like white kids with like giant curly hair.
Curly hair, yeah.
It was like cool. I'm like, huh, that wasn't cool when I did it.
The only person that is cool with a mullet is Rock Samson from Venture Brothers. That's it. It's the only person that gets a pass on a mullet. It's the only person. Yeah. Anyways, so Chris, it is 11 o'clock. Would you like to let's do one more quick injury check, and then maybe we should just get the hell out of here.
So we've done our hour, and I don't have a whole lot else to talk about. And for updates, I think we might have got all the ones. Here's a nice list. Active: Jameis, Kamara, Dobbins, Jacobs, Gabe Davis, Hawkinson, and Knox. That's an update for us. Dawson Knox is active. Inactive:
Ooh.
Kenyon Drake, Jacoby Myers, Kyle Phillips. Taysom Hill is inactive.
Wait, Kenyon Drake?
Kenyon Drake is inactive.
Dude,
According to Fantasy
that
Pros.
further pushes up that J.K. Dobbins.
Mm-hmm. Good point. We did go with Dobbins with almost every single one of those, except the very first one earlier in the show. I think I rode the fence because...
That's what you do.
No, because I was kind of forgetting about what we had previously talked about we think they're gonna... We think he's good to go. We don't think he's gonna be on a pitch count, to quote Josh's favorite.
Oh,
I guess I got one more
Evo's,
question.
Yeah.
Does Evo
Alan Lazard or Drake London?
Bacon.
What is that? Who's Atlanta playing this week? I'm having a brain fart.
I just looked at who they were playing. Oh, Seahawks. Ooh.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I'm still going Alan Lazard.
I'm going London.
I like the call. I'm switching my answer to London. Nope, sticking with Alan Lazard. Sticking Alan Lazard. Not
like
right. No,
30 seconds ago you were like, "Oh yeah, you ride the fence all the time, jackass," and then Josh just jumps on, like humps the fence, and then gets off, and then gets back on.
I'm on the fence of whether I want to be on the fence.
Yes. So to clarify, Ebo, it's definitely Drake London. No fence.
Alan Lazard. I'm sticking. I'm going with my first call, Alan Lazard.
That's fine.
I like your take though, but I'm sticking Alan Lazard, dude. Who the hell is Aaron Rodgers going to throw the ball to other than Alan Lazard?
Good point. I'm starting a dynasty where
Amari Rodgers.
What would you give me for Lazard in dynasty?
A bag of balls.
A bag of balls.
Balls.
Bag of balls.
Balls.
No, balls.
Balls.
Swapped them like 5 times. Shame on you.
For Alan Lazard, probably a third.
I was hoping you'd say second.
No.
Okay, we'll talk again some
And it would be a 2024 too.
You not have any 2023s, or are you just holding on to them?
I'm holding on to him.
Yeah, I'm not giving you crap then.
I'm holding on to him for. I want to see what the draft class is going to actually shape out to be.
Yeah, there's still time for sure. Like, I mean, I can't necessarily speak for you, but I'm going off, the time that I have to do any research on the draft class and watch college football is fleeting. I've got a lot of work to do around the house, etc. So yeah, things could shake out very differently. However, the overall consensus is it's going to be a heck of a draft class.
It's not even that. It's just who's going to actually be in the draft too. Like, because like Travis Etienne, like 2 years ago, he decided to stick around for his senior year.
That's a good point. That could change too.
Things like that. Just guys don't have to go into the NFL if they don't want to, you know, when we all think they should. You know, like another example from like watching the Hawkeyes last night, like Riley Moss, he was like, they were thinking he was going to go in the NFL and he decided to stick around for another season. You know, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Some guys just want to finish out their college education too, you know. It's pretty rare nowadays, but you know, so that's I mean, that's a legit thing sometimes. Like they're like, no, I want to actually get my degree, and that way I have a future beyond football.
One of the names mentioned is Bijan Robinson, Texas running back. Got 412 yards on the year. That's 4 games in. 6.1 average. That's not 7 touchdowns. Ooh, that's real nice. Long of 78. 8 receptions. That's nothing to sneeze at 4 games in college.
Yeah.
Not a lot, but it's fine.
No.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not bad.
You're on pace for maybe 20 receptions at most.
I think it's the Bama quarterback maybe is coming out. He just didn't he win the Heisman last year? Bryce Young, thank you. Yeah. I'm letting Google autocomplete. This is what I'm illustrating, folks, is how behind I am.
CJ Stroud from Ohio State supposed to be coming out this year.
That's I think I feel maybe better about him, but again, Bryce Young won the. So you know, in that regards, yeah, a Mahomes trade makes more sense for me. I just can't see myself giving up. No.
I offered up
a first.
I offered up 2 good quarterbacks too to help replace them.
That's a good point too.
It's not like I just said a first and that was it. I offered up some good replacements.
And then you even floated a third or a second this year. But I'm
gonna stick to that third. It's fine if you don't want to do it, man.
I would leave it at third tier if I was you. Let's just leave it out there in the nether, and I thought was a very fair offer.
If you didn't want it, fine, whatever. I was a little upset at first, but I'm definitely over it by now.
Yeah, I'll have to give it some thought. I mean, if I had multiple first, I could see myself taking one of these guys, these quarterbacks, and just maybe they work out. But you know, obviously in that scenario, I'd have Cousins and Burrow to fall back on. So I don't hate it, but yeah, I'll have to think about it.
It's a good trade. I mean, it's a good trade offer.
It is, and
it's probably one of the fairest starting points I've ever started with. You know, I'm gonna go at this pretty freaking serious. You know, like I'm gonna throw out a valid offer. It's a starting point. If he doesn't like it, well, tough cookies. You know.
Yep.
I'm like, you know what? I want to shore up my quarterback position for a guy. I'm going to upgrade it, and I want to make sure that it's going to be a good upgrade, something I'm going to be happy with.
I think on the reverse side of things, that's one of the reasons I don't want to pull the trigger on it, is because I don't want to not have reliable Mahomes who I've had since day one. No, not day one. Year one, he didn't start. So I had Drew Brees and Jimmy G at one point. And
the guy that's on my roster now. That was another thing too. I'm like, I have 3 quarterbacks. So I would like to trim this down to make room for other people. You know,
I traded him to
whoever had my team before me.
Commish of the league, actually. Yep.
Oh,
pretty sure that's whose team you've got.
Interesting.
You took Etienne. It's so hard to remember. I could be wrong, but I think so.
I did take Etienne.
But any semblance of anything is Adams owner? I don't remember. But yeah, I think it was the upper left team.
Who did I take this year? Samir White, I think, is what I took in the first. No, Rashad White.
Yeah.
I went back-to-back Whites.
Take chance on those RBs.
I only took Rashad White because I had Fournette. That's kind of about it, you know?
Good call. All right, I'm going to send us off to the ending soon screen, and yeah, get on with our lives. Ebo, thank you so much for showing up and the participation. WonderTech, same to you. Good to see you guys. Remember, folks, we very much appreciate the questions submitting in chat. Remember, you can submit them ahead of time if you're just, I don't know, on the bus on your way to work and you're on the app. Just jump on Discord and submit them there. Tag us, I guess.
Oh no.
We don't have a channel just for that. But anyway, yeah, you can ask on Discord. Follow us on Twitter at JoshAFFB, at AFFBChris. I think I got that right. Links are in the description for podcast, etc., etc. We're here twice a week, Thursdays at 8 Central for the big show, which is basically some players that we can recommend to you. Sleepers, streamers, and then 10 a.m. Central Sunday mornings for the injuries, news, and lineup advice show. Until next week, folks, have an amazing fantasy weekend.
Good luck, everyone. And except you, Chris, because I'm playing you this week.
Ditto.